and welcome. I'm Joco, and I'm joined always by the lovely Haylee.
Hi.
This is the Animunchies Podcast, where we talk about life and food in Southern California, from LA all the way down to San Diego and in between. And then after that, we'll flip on the nerd switch, talk about gaming, anime, and Haylee's specialty, K-pop talk.
K-pop.
And we do have some K-pop news today, which we'll get to after California news. So last time we were talking about the COVID vaccine being rolled out finally. So, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Tunnel's still pretty long.
Yeah, it's still pretty dark.
But there's light. And in addition to the light, there's darkness in terms of darkness of people's hearts.
Seriously.
Because the news we'll be talking about today is that there is some rich people, basically, like people with extra cash and money to spend, that are trying to get their dose of the COVID vaccine and before everyone else and trying to cut in line.
Yeah, by paying.
So, there's a news article actually out there that there's basically people with extra money in their pockets trying to get the COVID dose. Like we talked about last week, only frontline healthcare workers and also the long-term care facility workers and residents are being given the doses of the vaccine right now. But I guess some people who are very quote-unquote privileged think that they're above all of that, above the health, above the orders, trying to ask their physicians
if they could pay them, right?
Yeah, if they could get the dose of the vaccine early and like right now. Of course, there's always, no matter what, people with money.
There's always going to be people like that.
It's just kind of ridiculous. It's like they don't do they not realize there's a limited amount?
Right.
It has to be given to these people that are treating and taking care of these COVID patients first.
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. You know what they care about? Yeah, they got money.
Right.
They got money to spend. They're always trying to cut in line for not just vaccines, for everything in life. Sometimes, but this is a healthcare situation, and it's kind of ridiculous that they're trying to use that money to get the doses early too.
Right.
I don't know how physicians are really taking it.
Well,
I'm sure
they're not going to allow them, are they?
I
hope not.
Not that we're gonna know publicly.
Right.
I feel like there's gonna be some people that are probably gonna get away with it.
Right.
But what can you do? This is really sad and really
that people
really
even
dumb
think like that.
That this is kind of of course, especially in LA, California.
Right.
This is an LA, California typical type news. But yeah, so that's what's going on. It's kind of crazy that people are actually trying. You know what they're trying to do though? They're trying to make it so we'll donate, $25,000 to your hospital or this hospital.
That's a lot of money.
Probably even more. But in return, can we get a dose?
Can they just wait maybe a couple of months?
They're trying to do it for quote unquote charity and donations.
Well,
I guess two birds with one stone. Maybe they are trying to be nice and here's some money, but we kind of want the vaccine in return. The dose. I don't know. It's one of those kind of moral judgment juggling acts. I'm not a physician. I don't know. We have our own biases and opinions on it, but it's of course there's gonna be people.
I'm sure
with
they
money.
have protocols and stuff, but then I don't know.
Of course, some people are gonna get it. I think let's be real here. I am pretty sure that somehow it's gonna happen. They're very lucky that they got the money to do that and try to get around it with quote unquote donations and charity. But that's where we're at in California. So hopefully by next year, because the vaccines are still limited. It's not like there's enough for everyone.
Right. That's why they're doing it in tiers of who gets it.
Right. So that's the phases of the vaccine so far. Hoping it'll all get better once more vaccines roll out and you don't have to pay $25,000 for a dose. It'll just be covered by your HMO or PPO.
Right.
But yeah, what can I say? California. Anyways, after that, we got some news about not even news. Food
talk.
Spotlight.
Food talk.
Our favorite.
I'm hungry now though.
I know, to be honest, we're kind of hungry. We didn't eat for a few hours.
We haven't had dinner yet.
But specifically, this one is my favorite type of food.
Mm.
One of my favorites. I have so many. I love Mexican food. We're gonna talk about birria tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, there's a lot of food trucks. I know usually we spot like a specific like restaurant and stuff.
Right.
For the California culture and especially LA and stuff,
there's a lot of food trucks.
Yeah, food trucks, all kinds of food trucks.
And a lot of like the restaurants and stuff actually do start off as food trucks.
Yeah,
too.
surprisingly, there's like a lot of like I'm trying to think of like Chego and like there's like the Kogi food truck and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have like a lot of different types, like Korean, Mexican fusion.
Uh-huh.
We have a lot of food like burger trucks that are cool, like that are crazy, like peanut butter jelly burgers, or like they have a lot of like pork belly slices on the burgers.
Isn't it where like the ramen burger came from too?
Yeah, ramen
like,
burger.
Food trucks first.
Well, we've personally had it. Personally, not a big fan of it. It's kind of more of a gimmick, if anything.
Right.
Personally, that's what
or
I
like
think.
People
Maybe
take
people like
pictures
it.
Of it
I'm sure there's
Instagram.
people that like it, but it's like like top ramen, like cooked noodles used as the bun,
buns.
And then the burger. Anyways, back aside from that sidetrack of like food trucks and stuff, birria. If you don't know what birria is like a marinated like stew. Usually they use like beef, like mutton kind of thing.
Right.
It's like super like flavorful, a lot of different spices. It's not technically spicy, just it's like slow cooked. Lot of flavors. Oh, it's like a Mexican stew, and it's like the juice, the beef juices, the au jus. Yeah, the beef is tender because it's cooked for hours. Like, but you use like the meat juices and like whatever the spices the meat was cooked in. Use it to like dip, like your tacos, and like you could drink it. It's like soup too. If you want. Oh my god,
I like drinking
like that. So it's like a marinated meat, and then like a lot of these food trucks. The one we go to, if you were curious, is we live here in the Valley, San Fernando Valley. So we go to like one of the local birria food trucks. I think it's the San Marcos birria truck.
Right.
It's like right here on like Hazeltine. Check out their Instagram. I think it's Birrieria San Marcos, something like that. And then they have like different locations. They have a couple of trucks plus an actual location, I think, on Van Nuys. Oh. But yeah. So they have like my personal favorite. You get like you get your tortilla, right? They get they put cheese onto the grill, so the cheese all melty and stuff. They got the tortilla. Then they take a scoop of like the actual birria juices, put it onto like the tortilla, so it absorbs all that good stuff,
flavors.
All that good stuff. And then they flip it and like it's like a nice melty, crisp, like cheesy, gooey. And then they put the birria, like the meat, sliced birria and stuff into the taco. And then you can order on the side like a cup of like the au jus. I forgot what it's on the menu, but yeah, basically I think the consomme, something like that. Consomme. So you get, and then after you get your order or whatever, because they have burritos, tacos, other types of like variations of basically tortilla with cheese and the meat. What you do after that, you dip it into the consomme. Oh my god, it's like dripping wet.
Foodgasm.
It's like soaked, and you see the juices just running out, and you just take a bite.
It's so good.
Then then enters the foodgasm. Foodgasm has entered the chat.
That's a real thing.
It's so good. I mean, if you haven't had birria before, never heard of it, definitely give it a try.
Well, then I think like LA or like California in general it has a lot of good Mexican food.
We have a good fair share of Mexican food. Yeah. We're very fortunate just because our neighbors down to the south of the border, like especially San Diego, has really good Mexican food because right underneath San Diego is Mexico.
Right.
So we have just tons of choices. We're really so lucky and fortunate.
Yeah.
I've grown up with Mexican food. I know like Haley didn't until she moved here.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Mexican food now, especially having like Mexican food, birria and all this stuff here in LA?
Well, it's way different to the Mexican food in Hawaii,
she also lived in Hawaii.
I lived in Hawaii
because you told them Australia.
Years. Yeah.
What about Australia? Is there Mexican food in Australia?
I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure they have it now. Like I would just get like other kind of food. And
I've been to Hawaii. I've been going there with my family for years and years, ever since I was like little. The Mexican food there
doesn't compare.
Should be illegal.
Oh,
that is not Mexican food.
Now,
it is not. But yeah, back to LA. Yes, we have great Mexican food here. Birria tacos. any type of birria. There's a lot of birria food trucks. Check it out. You'll love it. Just make sure you get like that cup of like the juices, the consomme, the au jus, whatever you want to call it.
I'm
so
really
good.
Hungry.
we might possibly grab some after this. Yeah, sorry. Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
So after the food talk, our nice nerd switch, turn on switch. Let's get back into another topic that Haley's very specialized in. K-pop. But not BTS this time.
Wow, not BTS.
Who are we talking about this time, Haley?
BLACKPINK in your area.
Yeah, so BLACKPINK.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I was gonna just say it's a 4-member girl group. They're from YG Entertainment, which, if you remember from our first episode, I mentioned Big Bang. They're from the same entertainment company. I kind of introduced BLACKPINK to Joco because I kind of felt bad for him watching 7 guys run around all the time singing and dancing. So
what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that, but I kind of felt like here's a girl group.
Yeah, you know what? I appreciated the recommendation for BLACKPINK.
Right.
I was like, oh yes, beautiful girls to watch instead of beautiful boys.
Right.
I have my bias is Jennie, but my bias wrecker is Jisoo.
My bias wrecker is also Jisoo, but my bias has always been Lisa.
Here's the thing, though, it's so close. Like it's hard because it's like
all of the members.
I really like. I like Rose a lot. Rosie's so nice, and then like Lisa, a lot of swag, and she's hilarious and likes to eat a lot too.
Right.
So like, but then Jisoo's funny too in her own way. Yeah. To me, she feels like Jin,
like a girl version.
version of Jin. And then see like Jisoo's like it's those bottom like I don't want to say bottom 3, but the 3 after Jennie. There's something about Jennie. She got that star like shine aura. So that's why like for me. Like she sings, she raps and does all that stuff.
She's the rapper.
She's gorgeous, and then I mean all the other members, they're all gorgeous too. Like everyone is pretty.
They're all pretty.
It's just like everyone from BTS. Everyone's
they're all
gorgeous.
Pretty. Yeah, they're
Jin's
all handsome.
the most gorgeous.
Yeah, because he's worldwide
I'm
handsome.
but that's because I'm
biased.
biased.
He's biased. Jimin is the most attractive for me.
So yeah, but BLACKPINK, like to talk about some news. Recently, they were going to have. This is how it is in the K-pop world now, and like not even the K-pop world. In the world now.
Right.
It's like virtual concerts,
yeah,
virtual
sad.
tours. I watched like the virtual concert with Haley
for BTS.
We'll kind of talk about that maybe another episode. But we want to kind of talk about BLACKPINK because they were supposed to have a virtual tour concert to promote, their first full album.
Their first full album. It's been like how many
called
years?
The Album.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean they've been there for years. I don't know when their specific date was, but they've been out there for a while. But this is the first time that they had a full, actual like album, not just like mini albums, which Haley will talk about in another episode because there's so much to talk about in terms of K-pop about like mini albums. I was so confused. I was like, what's the difference? Blah blah blah. Because there's still but I want to talk about that. So their first full-on concert was going to be called The Show. It's going to be a virtual concert. It was supposed to be on December 27th, December 27th, this month, 2020.
Yeah.
But
they had to postpone it.
Because of South Korea, which is where they're from. They had their own strict COVID guidelines that changed also. So this is nothing related to anything in the US or California like our guidelines. It just goes to show you every country, everywhere on this planet right now has their own different rules, own different guidelines.
Right.
So their guidelines in Korea changed. We don't know the specific guidelines, what happened. All we know is no BLACKPINK this month, but we got BLACKPINK next month. They postponed it from December 27th to January 31st. So right at the end of January. Right. So as sad, and I'm sure a lot of people were that it was postponed. At the same time, we want everyone to be healthy and safe. Right. They're just doing their job, doing their part. They had to postpone it. They had to do what they had to do.
I wonder what the guidelines.
I get to see them.
I was gonna say, I wonder what the guidelines were because they're not like they're having like people there in person, and it's just them. Because, I mean, there's supposed to be another virtual concert.
Because BTS had theirs.
No, but then there's supposed to be another virtual concert for BTS at the end of the year for the New Year's one. Like I don't even know if that.
Having it?
I don't know.
Oh. maybe we'll find out in the next K-pop talk news.
That's why I was like, why is Blackpink postponing it?
Yeah, so I mean that was the thing. So they're gonna be postponing it. We'll see them still. Thank God.
And then hopefully next year, like, I don't even know.
I hope we get to see them live. I want to see them live. I wish we went. I wasn't into Blackpink when they were here for Coachella. I've been to Coachella before, but after I got to know more about Blackpink, I was so freaking pissed at myself for not going.
It's okay. There's still going to be chances to see them, I'm sure.
But it's okay. I digress.
Even if we have to go to Korea.
Oh, you're not getting away, Jenny. I'm going to find you. I'm going to watch you
Don't be creepy.
Perform live. And of course, Jisoo, Lisa, and the beautiful Rose. I really like Rose. If you didn't catch they had a Netflix documentary. If you haven't checked it out, made me fall in love with them even more.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably like one of the bigger girl groups for K-pop right now.
If not
that
the
is more
biggest
global. Because
more
I know there's
globally
Twice
popular.
That's really popular in Japan, but I think
have,
Blackpink.
Exactly.
Because
Twice. There's so many. Red Velvet,
Mamamoo.
Mamamoo. Mamamoo.
He's still learning.
I'm learning. All right. Yeah. At least I know they exist, and there's plenty more. So that's like our big K-pop news. So hopefully we'll get to see them next year in person. Hopefully,
along with BTS.
Haley and I will make it happen. BTS too. We'll see them in person. Hopefully next year also. So there's Blackpink. I mean, here, look, we got the album right here. We're gonna try to do more relevant stuff on the table.
Yeah.
They had 4 different album variants.
Right.
So choose wisely. Take your pick.
Oh yeah, I had to teach him about that too.
So yeah,
there's shocked.
There's so many different picks. There's so many There's not just one album. There's 4 variants. The 4 versions has different stuff inside.
Yeah, they come with
different
photo
cards, like postcards, all this different stuff. Do your homework. Watch the YouTube videos. See what's inside. See which photo cards and photo shoots you like the most. Then make your pick.
Or you can be like those super fans that buy every single version. Yeah,
because also there's different ones where even though you looked at a specific version, it comes with its own
a different.
It's just booster packs for Pokemon.
Yeah, they have different Yu-Gi-Oh cards, collector.
You just never know what's gonna be in there.
Yeah, so you could get a specific member, and if it's not your bias, you'll want to get another album or trade with someone.
Still haven't gotten Jenny.
I know he got all the members except for Jenny.
Well, everyone else.
It's always like that, though.
It's always like that. Why is it always like that?
Did I get Jimin's photo card? I don't even remember. I think I only got one of him.
You got Jin?
I got Jin. I haven't even gotten V's.
But yeah, so I mean, Blackpink next year, 2021, the redemption year.
Hopefully.
The redeem year.
We'll see.
Time to kind of go into another nerd talk, which is another of our favorites, anime. And another favorite anime of ours, Haikyu. Haikyu is definitely one of my, if not, I think it is my favorite sports anime.
Yeah, for those
so
that
good.
Don't or haven't watched it, it's a volleyball sports anime.
Right. So, and it's more than just it's one of the few animes where you get to know also their opponents and stuff like that, their rivals and the enemies and stuff. And it gives kind of a backstory, so you kind of
fall in love with all of the characters, even though they're technically not the team.
You get to know the teams from that they go against, and you feel bad when they lose, even though they lose to the main team. Yeah. And also another aspect of it, they make all the different art. The art style is unique to standards of anime,
right?
But in a good way. They don't. It seems like they don't repeat and reuse a lot of the same.
They draw
drawing sequences. It's always unique. They don't just rinse and repeat like a lot of other sports anime. Ugh, I'm not gonna name some, but it's so disappointing. Some of them, but they also do a good job focusing, and you really get to know the characters not just backstory, but their lives and how they are as people. Right. As characters,
there's really good character development.
Development is amazing. They do a good job of each member, highlighting them. You get to know them, get to know how they are. It's knowing them as real people. Yeah, even the coach, the members, the managers, the teachers. It's insane. It's so good. You get drawn into it. They do good job of just drawing you into the world
of
volleyball and Haikyu. because I don't like I've known like volleyball was kind of popular in my high school,
Right.
but I didn't know much about the details about the sport. You get to know more of the information, the position. They go into all that without it being boring, without it being over the top, like getting too into it that you're kind of like not interested, because it's just such a well-rounded anime.
Yeah, it's really well done. Like, I mean, like the 4th season just ended.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about it, because we just finished the last episode of the 4th season. And if you haven't checked it out, if you haven't watched a sports anime, have been hesitant, iffy, thinking about, definitely check this out. Yeah, like, it's more than just like a sports anime. Like, the action itself, you could compare it to like, you know, the action in like Naruto and like all these other like fighting ones, because the action within like the actual the matches, like the volleyball matches,
it gets you hyped.
So good. You get so into it. You get so hyped. It's crazy. I love it. Love Haikyu.
It's really good. And then I think they're coming out with a 5th season. Well, they have to. Right.
I mean, the characters are great. Like I said, the character development, the characters themselves. You could have character development in the shittiest characters. Yeah. But all of them are great. They're like, they're so different. They all complement each other so well. Can't recommend enough Haikyu. Check it out. As you can tell, I love it.
Also, the soundtrack is really good.
Soundtrack is amazing. Yeah, the actual OST. Like, the opening songs and stuff are good, but the actual soundtrack, the OST, you'll get hooked. I recommend it to my friend Michael. He binged watched it in like a week or two, like caught up.
Yeah, all 4 seasons.
It's amazing. It's
that good. Like 25 episodes?
I don't know. It varies, I think, too. But check it out, Haikyu, because I know you're probably running out of stuff to watch.
There's plenty of anime, though. I feel like no one will ever run out.
Yeah, but then it depends if you're interested in it or not. But check out Haikyu. It'll be at least the first sports anime you'll like love and enjoy and get hooked on. I have a lot of other ones I really like, even boxing ones. Like, I love Hajime no Ippo and stuff like that.
Well, my only other Prince of Tennis, Baby anime Steps. Was Free.
Oh yeah, count? Free. Yeah, if you're into fan service
for the boys, for boys. I mean,
of boys
for the
fan service for girls. And if you swing that way too, I mean, yeah, who cares? I mean, it was good.
I mean,
I actually liked it too.
Attractive guys.
I mean, I really watch it. I'm into BTS and all that stuff. Might as well. Haikyu, check it out. We're still hunting down Haikyu figures, like decent looking, cool ones.
I want one of Hinata.
We're gonna Kageyama Hinata for sure. When we go to Japan, the hunt begins. Right. We're gonna look for those damn figures. We're bringing an empty suitcase. Well, one whole suitcase is just gonna be a bunch of
two suitcases are empty.
Oh shit. Well, one suitcase is anime figures, anime crap filled up. Yeah. So that's it for. I mean, it's starting to get dark too.
Yeah, you can probably tell the lighting.
Using that as an excuse to go eat because I'm getting hungry. So I mean, wherever you are in the whole globe, please, leave a like. I don't know where we're posting this. Subscribe, whatever. Just, thank you for watching. If you keep enjoying this like we are, we're still enjoying it. That's why we're still doing this.
Still pushing out episodes.
Yeah. So please, take care. Take care of us. Like, subscribe. I don't know like what people usually say on these things, but if you're enjoying it, please tune in. Keep tuning in. Keep checking us out. Animunchies Podcast. Wherever you can find it, wherever we are. And happy holidays. If we don't end up I'm Australian, Mike. Dango babies.
Alligators.
The Office reference, because I love The Office.
But that's another
I'm getting sad because it's talking about Netflix for too long, but that's another episode. Right. Thank you again for joining us. Eat well.
Peace.
Take care.